Hello students, welcome to a lesson through the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher, and in this lockdown period, since we are not able to go to school children, we will be doing many lessons here online through the virtual class. So come on, let's proceed to our lesson for today.
And since this is our first lesson for the year, we are just going to take a look at our textbook. We will try and find out what are the lessons which are there in our textbook. We will try and see how many units are there in our textbook this year for us to learn. So first, let's take a look at the textbook. Now, if you all have your textbooks with you right now, you can open it and you will see that this is the cover page. So this is such a beautiful picture where you can see a deer and the antlers of the deer, and there are so many books. That means there are so many things that you can learn from Mother Nature. So in this textbook you will see that a lot of lessons are derived from nature. It will teach us about nature, about how to conserve nature, and about how to make this world a better place for all of us to live in. When you go to the back page, you will see that it is a continuation of the front page. So when you open the front page, when you look at the front page of your textbook, you will be able to see the left side antler of the deer, and the back page shows you the right side antler. And I need not tell you, now we are in the 9th standard. So anytime when we do a description of the textbook, we know that the 9th standard textbook is called as the Kumar Bharati. Okay, up to standard 8th you had textbooks which we used to call as the Bal Bharati textbooks. And then you look at the logo there below, you will see the name of the Maharashtra State Bureau of Textbook Production and Curriculum Research, Pune, which we also call as the MSCERT. And the cost of the textbook also is given to us. So this is an analysis, or we are just going through the textbook. Okay, this is the outer part of the textbook. Now let us go in and let's glance at what all things we are going to learn this year as part of our 9th standard English syllabus. So we have the contents page now with us. In the beginning, you will see that we have a let's begin part where you will be given an introduction to this textbook, about how many people have put in their efforts in order to make this textbook available to you, who are the printers, who are the people who have edited this textbook, etc. And then children, if you notice, we have 4 units. Unit 1 in which you have 5 lessons, Unit 2 in which you have 6 lessons, Unit 3 you have 4 lessons, and Unit 4 again you have 5 lessons. Alright, now a new thing which has come into our textbooks for the last few years, since the last few years, is this barcode that you can see. So when you have an Android mobile, in case you have an Android mobile with you, you can use a barcode scanner. It is something which you can download into your phone, and you can also make use of the barcode scanner in order to find out it at a glance on your mobile what all are the contents of this textbook. Okay, so that is how we have used technology into our textbooks. So this was about the contents or the syllabus for standard 9th this year. As we all know, our academic year is usually broken up into 2 parts. We divide it into the first semester and the second semester. Unfortunately, this year we are beginning our studies on a entirely different kind of a platform. So let us start now by going to lesson number 1, that is unit 1, lesson 1. We will call it as lesson number 1.1, and the name of the lesson is Life. Now this is a poem which is written by this lady that you can see here on the screen. You might be seeing an arrow moving on the screen, alright? Now I will use this arrow sometimes on and off when I want to highlight certain things to you, or when I want to show you certain things, when I want to draw your attention towards certain things. So this lady here, her name is Charlotte Bronte, and she is the person who is the poetess. Now who's a poetess? Like we have an author who writes the prose part of your lessons. We have poets and we have poetesses who write the poetry part of your syllabus. Now our English language content syllabus is divided into prose, poetry and grammar, isn't it? So now our very first lesson for this year will be one which is based on on poetry. So this, children, is our poem, Life. Now I am going to take some time and we will read the poem, and I will try and explain the meaning of the poem to you in short. Okay? Now remember, we are creating condensed lessons. That is, I will not be able to devote half an hour or 35 minutes to teach you this particular lesson. So I will have to condense it. I will have to make it shorter. But we are going to try and see to it that we deliver the best quality lessons to you. So let me start by reading this poem, Life. So what is the name of our poem? It is Life. So life, believe, is not a dream, so dark as sages say. As we go along, I will try and explain the meanings of the words which appear here. So they are saying that life is not a dream. Charlotte Bronte wants to tell us that life, it is not a dream, and it is not dark also. Now, what kind of dreams do you like to have? We always like to have dreams which are pleasant, which are good, isn't it? We do not like nightmares. So what are nightmares? A nightmare is another word for a bad dream. So none of us, we do not like bad dreams, right? All of us, we like to see good dreams. But some sages, they say that life is very dark. What is the meaning of dark here? Dark means sad. Dark means difficult. Okay? So they are saying that life is not dark. Like many sages. Who are sages? Sages are people who are very knowledgeable. Like we say pandits. Okay? Like we say the people who are very educated or who have a lot of knowledge about things in life. Those people are called as sages. And in Indian languages, we call them as rishis or munis. Okay? Oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. That means sometimes there's a little bit of rain in the morning, a little rain, okay? When it is heavy rain, we get worried. But when it is a slight rain, when it is a little rain, we are happy. We feel happy because we know that the day is going to be very pleasant. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are all transient. That means what? Now see, look at the situation that we are in today. We are in the middle of the COVID crisis. This, we can compare it to the clouds of gloom. Means we are in a very difficult situation now. We are in a very sad situation now. Most of us are worried. But always remember, children, that this is transient. What is the meaning of transient? Transient means this is not going to be permanent. This will pass. Alright? Like there are bad times. We are going through bad times now. Very soon we will have very good times. Okay? If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh, why lament its fall? That is, if there is a rain, but because of this rain, you can see flowers blooming around you. You know that plants and trees and even all kinds of living things, we need rains, isn't it? So when we are so dependent on rains, we should not be sad that it is raining. Many of us do not like the rainy season because sometimes there are no trains, and sometimes when it rains the power cut gets disrupted, the power gets disrupted. So we do not like rains, but remember that rains are very, very important if the flowers have to bloom, if the nature has to survive. Rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours flit by. Gratefully, cheerfully enjoy them as they fly. So, rapidly, life passes very fast. Now, just now you were in the 8th standard and now you are in the 9th standard. So, you see how fast your life has changed? So, life goes by very quickly. So, what should you do? Instead of sitting and crying, instead of sitting and feeling bad and sorry for things, you should enjoy them. Okay? What though death at times steps in and calls our best away? What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy sway? Now, these are things which are, very, very bad for us to imagine. Now, during this COVID crisis, also, we saw that many people lost their lives. So, imagine how their family must have felt. All of them would have been very sad and sorry, isn't it? That it is so bad that sometimes death comes in suddenly, unexpectedly, and people who are close to us, they sometimes pass away. And at those times, what do we feel? We feel that our sorrow is winning. All right? We feel that our life has become very sad, it has become very sorry, and we feel that there is nothing, no hope or no happiness for us now. But remember, yet hope again elastic springs. But after some days, what happens? Again, we start looking forward to new things. So, hope again elastic. Do you know how an elastic works? When you pull it and when you let it go, it springs back. Unconquered though she fell, still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to bear us well. So, hope is something which will always giving, keep giving us new will to live. Alright, now we come to the last 4 lines of this poem. Manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial bear, for gloriously, victoriously can courage quell despair. So what they are saying, what the poetess wants to tell us, Charlotte Bronte, what does she want to tell us? Manfully. Manfully means very bravely. Now these words are all synonyms. Okay, now when we do English grammar, we know that there is a certain category of words which we call as synonyms. Synonyms means what? Words which have the same meaning. So manfully and fearlessly, both of them have the same meaning, that is nidar hoke, in not being scared at all. The day of trial bear. Whenever you have an examination, you should be prepared for it, you should be brave enough, and you should face the examination. Now, the examination might be in an examination hall which your teachers are conducting, or it could also be an exam in your life. Because remember, if you appear bravely for the exam, then you will win. You will be a glorious, victorious person. All right, children. So this was the explanation of this poem, Life. So I hope you have understood what it means. But let us once again take a glimpse of what this poem wants to tell us. So the Life is a poem written by Charlotte Bronte, in which she describes that life comes with bad times, followed by good times. So when there are bad times, don't lose hope. And when there are good times, always remember and be prepared for the bad time which might come. The poem describes that life is full of sorrowful times and also happy times. She encourages people to see the sunny things and roses blooming as they last. She also says that even during times of great adversity, now adversity means bad times, okay, this is a new word, like the death of a loved one, hope like buoyant golden wings. Buoyant means what? Something which you, for example, if you take a rubber ball and if you put it on the surface of water and you push it down, it will come rushing back upwards. That is called buoyancy. Now you must have learnt about this term in your science lessons. So like buoyant golden wings, wings which rise up even though you push it down, is the only feeling that will rescue us. And so we should always be hopeful at all times.
So children, wasn't that a wonderful video? And did you enjoy watching it? So if you want to watch more such videos in future, then please like this video and also subscribe to our channel, the MCGM Portal for Education, and also hit the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video here. Thank you so much for now. Let's meet again soon.